You know, we're living in Chicago by now. She was working as a call girl for some very, I would say, prominent black market people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She wasn't. She was making real good money, and we were doing a lot of heroin and cocaine. You know. And after a while, it just got to where I couldn't do anything but really, even though I knew what was going on, and I'd try pulling out, I'd be like, I gotta get out of this relationship. I'd leave, I'd go back to Joliet, and, you know, like a month later, I'd end up back in Chicago with her.
Wow.
And this went on for 12 years, man. Yeah. So I have no idea where she's at today. I went back down to Costa Rica. We were living in Chicago, things were real bad. Real fucking bad. I mean, we were both really strung out, stressed out, and things were bad, man. We weren't even enjoying it anymore, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was wanting out of the relationship. I just couldn't stand it because I loved her, man.
Yeah.
I met her when she was 17. She wasn't born when I met her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we fell in love. And I don't blame her. I allowed it to happen because had I been a man, I would have said, when it first started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But things happen insidiously, you know what I mean? They happen subtly and you don't know what you're getting into.
Yeah, kind of get mixed in with the flow of things.
Right. Had I known, you know, what I should have done, we moved her out of her house when she was, come on through.
Go ahead.
Come on through.
You're okay. You're all right. Sure.
Thank you.
No problem. Hey.
We moved her out of the house the day she turned 18. Of course, not with her parents' best wishes.
Right.
I mean, her dad was a college administrator and her mom was a language professor. They had more aspirations for their daughter than moving out with some fucking scumbag from Joliet, Illinois. I mean, I'm just, you know, just to sum it up, basically that was it. You know, I pull up in my, you know, Monte Carlo, my old beat up Monte Carlo. You know what I mean? They wanted her to pull out with a
Mercedes Benz or something.
Exactly, some young man that has something going on, you know. But her parents and I did end up getting along, you know, just through time and talking, you know. Probably, you know. Anyway, the point is, how all that crazy shit got started really is in Joliet. There were some girls I went to school with, and I had no idea at the time, but their mother ran a lingerie modeling company. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but
Yeah.
Lingerie modeling, they do it in restaurants most of the time. Restaurants and like lunchtime places where businessmen go. Usually it's in the suburbs, in a nicer suburb, and it'd be like in this
private
like
rooms and all that.
No, I'm talking about in restaurants, but like bar and grill type things.
Okay.
And basically what it is the girls come through and they model lingerie and raffle off lingerie, and they get tips. But I remember the day she met. She was working at Walgreens. I was working at a Jiffy Lube, and we had our little apartment. You know, we were doing fine. We weren't into the coke yet or anything. We were just smoking pot and having fun. Things were still good.
Right.
You know, things were still fresh. We'd only been living together probably a couple of years at this time, and we were madly in love, man. Everything was just fine. Apparently, I'm going to be a rock and roll star. She's going to be a doctor. You know what I mean? This is in our heads, you know.
American dream.
Right, the American dream. We got our little apartment, everything's fine, apparently. Although we're smoking pot and drinking every day, we were on our way. We were on our way. Tripping on acid too. Acid was part of it by now. I was taking a lot of acid back then. And she came home to me and she said, "Oh, I met a girl whose mother owns a lingerie modeling thing. And they're gonna pay me like whatever, $10 or $12 an hour," which seemed like a lot at that time, you know. When you're kids and you're working for 6 and 7, you know, you figure this is back in '88, you know. And I remember we talked about it, and you know, I said, well, I remember what I said. I didn't like it. I'll be honest with you. I felt jealous and threatened immediately. Immediately, I did not like it, and I told her I don't like it. But I'm not going to tell you not to do it, because I'm not like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never been the kind to fight for a woman or to boss a woman, as I feel like if I gotta fight for her, she ain't mine.
Yeah.
And let it all go, you know what I mean? I've always been very jealous and possessive, but I never allowed myself to show it.
Right.
Because I always figured, fuck it, I want to see how far it'll go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's deal with the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I think, you know, my buddy and my girlfriend got a chemistry, I'm not going to try to weasel in there and make my stance.
Right.
I'm going to step back and just let that shit go as far as it does.
Yeah.
Because if it's going to happen, I'd rather it happen.
Then deal with it when it does happen.
Yeah, I'd rather know where we're at.
Right.
You know, that was just my style, you know. Prostitution, nothing. But in my gut, I felt it was a gateway for other things.
Yeah.
And it sure the fuck turned out to be one.